Breaking news that could change your retirement forever. Imagine walking to your mailbox next month and finding a Social Security check that's $790 bigger than usual. Now, imagine your monthly benefits reaching up to $5,400. This isn't a dream, it's happening right now thanks to the SSA's newest policy change. And if you're over 60 or receiving SSI or SSDI, you need to watch this entire video because what I'm about to share could literally put thousands of extra dollars in your pocket this year. Listen, I know this sounds incredible, but before I dive into these life-changing details, take 2 seconds to hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications. I've been helping seniors maximize their benefits for years, and my subscribers have already claimed millions in additional benefits they didn't know they qualified for. Plus, give this video a thumbs up so we can help more seniors discover these crucial updates they deserve to know about. Today's video might be the most important one I've ever made. The Social Security Administration has just unveiled a policy change that's sending shockwaves through the retirement community. We're talking about a comprehensive overhaul that could dramatically increase benefits for millions of Americans age 60 and above. But here's the catch: many people who qualify for these increases won't receive them automatically. You need to understand exactly how these changes work and what steps to take to ensure you're not leaving money on the table. I've spent the last week diving deep into these policy changes, speaking with Social Security representatives, and uncovering details that aren't making headlines. What I found was shocking. There are multiple layers to these increases that most people don't even know exist. And today, I'm going to break everything down for you in simple, easy-to-understand terms. Let's start by addressing the elephant in the room. These numbers might sound too good to be true. A $790 increase plus monthly benefits up to $5,400? I get it. I was skeptical too when I first heard about these changes. But after diving into the official policy documents and speaking with SSA officials, I can tell you that these numbers are very real for qualifying individuals. The key is understanding exactly how these new calculations work and what makes someone eligible. The SSA has fundamentally changed how they evaluate benefit eligibility and calculation formulas. They've recognized that traditional methods of calculating benefits weren't adequately addressing the financial challenges seniors face today. Rising healthcare costs, increasing living expenses, and the impact of inflation have all been factored into these new policies. But what makes this truly groundbreaking is how they're approaching the calculation of maximum benefits. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds great, but what's the catch? Why isn't everyone talking about this? These are excellent questions, and the answer might surprise you. Let me break down exactly why these changes are flying under the radar and why acting quickly could make a huge difference in your benefit amount. The truth is, many financial advisors and even some Social Security representatives aren't fully up to speed on these changes yet. The policy updates are complex and multi-layered, affecting different aspects of benefit calculations. For example, the new formula takes into account factors that were previously overlooked or undervalued. This includes considerations like lifetime earnings patterns, cost of living variations by region, and even caregiving responsibilities that might have interrupted your work history. What's particularly exciting is how these changes affect those who might have previously been told they don't qualify for maximum benefits. The SSA has expanded their criteria significantly, recognizing that traditional benefit calculations often didn't reflect the real-world challenges many seniors face. They've introduced new adjustment factors that could substantially increase your monthly payments, even if you've already started receiving benefits. I can almost hear you asking, but what about SSI and SSDI recipients? Are we going to be left out again? This is where things get really interesting, and I have some incredibly good news for you. For the first time in decades, the SSA has created a truly inclusive policy that benefits all types of recipients. If you're receiving SSI or SSDI, these new changes could be particularly beneficial for you. The updated policy includes special provisions designed specifically for disability benefit recipients, acknowledging the unique challenges and expenses you face. The new calculation method looks at your benefit eligibility from multiple angles. It considers not just your basic benefit rate, but also factors in additional supplements based on your specific situation. This means that even if you're currently receiving what you thought was the maximum benefit, you might qualify for significant increases under these new guidelines. The SSA has finally recognized that one-size-fits-all benefit calculations don't work, and they've created a more nuanced approach that could mean substantially higher payments for many recipients. Now, let's talk about something that's causing a lot of confusion: the application process. Many people assume that these increases will happen automatically, but that's not always the case. While some adjustments will be automatic, qualifying for the maximum benefit often requires proactive steps on your part. The good news is that the SSA has streamlined the process, making it easier than ever to review and potentially increase your benefits. The documentation requirements have been simplified, but they're still important. You'll need basic information like your Social Security number and birth certificate, but don't panic if you're missing some documents. The SSA has introduced new flexibility in their documentation requirements, understanding that some records might be difficult to obtain. They've also created alternative verification methods that can help speed up the process. But what if I'm already receiving the maximum benefit? Could these changes still affect me? This is where things get really exciting, why everyone needs to pay attention to these updates. Even if you believe you're receiving the maximum benefit, these new policies could still mean more money in your pocket. The SSA has redefined what maximum benefit means under these new guidelines. They've introduced additional supplements and adjustments that could increase your payments beyond what was previously considered the maximum. This is particularly true if you have specific circumstances like high healthcare costs, dependents, or if you live in an area with a high cost of living. What's more, these new policies include provisions for retroactive increases. This means you might be eligible for back payments if you qualify for higher benefits under the new guidelines. Some seniors are receiving substantial lump sum payments to cover the difference between their old benefits and what they should have been receiving under these new calculations. Let's talk about timing, because this is crucial. While these changes are being implemented now, there's a phased rollout plan that could affect when you see increases in your benefits. The basic increases could show up in your payments within a few months of approval, but some of the more complex adjustments might take longer to implement. Here's something most people don't realize: the sooner you start the process, the better positioned you'll be to receive the maximum benefits you're entitled to. The SSA is processing these requests in the order they receive them, and as more people become aware of these changes, the processing times could increase significantly. Being proactive now could mean getting your increased benefits months earlier than if you wait. This all sounds great, but how do I make sure I'm doing everything correctly? What if I make a mistake in the process? Don't worry, I'm going to walk you through exactly what you need to do. The SSA has established dedicated support channels specifically for these new policy changes. They've trained specialists who understand these updates and can help guide you through the process. But here's an insider tip that could save you hours of frustration: request a comprehensive benefits review rather than just asking about the new increases. This ensures that all aspects of your benefits are examined under the new guidelines. When you speak with a representative, be sure to ask specifically about the 2025 Benefit Enhancement Program and the supplemental adjustment provisions. Using these specific terms can help ensure you're getting information about all available increases and supplements you might qualify for. One aspect that's particularly important to understand is how these increases interact with other benefits you might be receiving. Many seniors worry that increased Social Security benefits might reduce their eligibility for other assistance programs. The good news is that the SSA has worked with other federal and state agencies to ensure these increases won't negatively impact most other benefits. In fact, qualifying for these increased Social Security benefits might actually help you qualify for additional assistance programs. The SSA has coordinated with various agencies to ensure that these benefit increases are treated favorably when determining eligibility for other support programs. Let's address something that's causing concern for many seniors: the stability of these increases. These aren't temporary measures or short-term fixes. The new policies represent permanent changes to how benefits are calculated and distributed. Once you qualify for increased benefits under these new guidelines, those increases become part of your regular monthly benefits. Before we wrap up, let me share some crucial advice that could make a significant difference in your benefit amount. First, don't assume anything about your eligibility. The new criteria are much more inclusive than previous policies. Second, gather all available documentation about your work history, health conditions, and living expenses. These could all factor into your benefit calculation. Finally, don't delay in starting this process. Being proactive could mean thousands of extra dollars in your pocket. These policy changes represent a historic opportunity for seniors to secure their financial future. Whether you're already receiving benefits or approaching retirement age, understanding and acting on these changes could significantly impact your financial security. Remember, you've worked hard for these benefits, and making sure you receive every dollar you're entitled to isn't just important, it's essential. If this information has been helpful, please show your support by liking this video and subscribing to our channel. Hit that notification bell to stay informed about future updates that could affect your benefits.